Hey everyone, it's Alyssa, and I am back with another video to show you guys how to make this blanket ladder. I've seen blanket ladders like this go for over $100 on websites like Pottery Barn, so I think it makes a great DIY gift for a really affordable price. I made another one, as you can see over in the corner on this video, this one right here, made out of a lot thicker wood, and I think that I like this new one better. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this newer, lighter blanket ladder. So to make this project, you will need a couple of pieces of wood. I grabbed two 1x3 by 8 foot pieces for the sides and one 1x2 by 8 foot piece of wood, which Griffin was inspecting for the rungs. And for the bottom of the sides, I just cut them on the miter saw at 15 degrees, but that part is completely optional. So here is your cut list. For the sides, I cut the 1x3s to 83 inches each, and then I added that miter cut, as you guys saw, to the ends, just to make it a little bit fancier on the part that leans up against the ground, but that is completely optional. If you're a complete beginner, I would say skip this step. And then the rungs are the 1x2 by 8 foot piece of wood cut into 18-inch pieces. So you can have Home Depot or whoever you're buying the wood from cut this for you, or if you have power tools, you can use a circular saw. I use a miter saw, but however works for you. You can even use a hand saw to cut these. And if you or whoever you're giving the gift to is on the shorter side and they need like a shorter ladder or something, or you want to use thicker wood, totally feel free to do that and just play around with this as you see fit. So in order to attach the rungs to the sides of the ladder, I am drilling what are called pocket holes using this pocket hole jig. It just makes it so that you can't see the screws or anything like that from the sides, but if you don't have one of these, you can totally use nails or just screw in from the side and use wood filler, and then you won't see your screws. But I went ahead and sanded all of my pieces after this. I used 100 grit sandpaper, and then after I attached everything, I used 220 just to make everything nice and smooth. But sanding is super important, so take your time with that. So next it was time to mark on the boards that are the sides where I'm going to go ahead and place the rungs. And I placed them every 16 inches apart from each other. And that was just my personal choice. You guys don't have to do that, but that's a good starting point. And I just used a speed square to make sure that the lines were straight. Of course, a measuring tape as well. So here I have all of my rungs laid out where I want them in relation to the sides of the ladder, and I made sure to have the back side facing up. So as you can see my little pocket hole screws, or pocket holes, where I'll be putting pocket hole screws, and I made sure that if there were pieces that I wanted to be in the front, like this really cool little knot, I made sure to have those facing down during this part because that will eventually be the front of the ladder. So just pay attention to that when you're laying yours out. Okay, so for this part, I am using a little piece of like offcut from another project that is 3/4 of an inch thick. And I'm placing that under my rungs as kind of just like a spacer so that the rungs aren't flush with the front of the ladder. I just wanted them kind of more centered. And then I'm placing the rungs on the center of the little line that I made, marking each 16-inch interval on the board. And I'm screwing those into place with my 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws. And I do unscrew these in a second and apply some wood glue just to make it more strong. I just wanted to check it out first and make sure that I liked how that was looking before I added the glue. But glue is super important to basically like any woodworking project. And you of course want to make sure that's wood glue, not just regular glue. But wood glue will actually be stronger than a lot of other joinery, and it's stronger than the wood itself. Like if this was to break, it would break along the wood, not along where this is glued together, most likely. So just add some strength to the project. So I did that on both sides of all of the rungs and then screwed them back into place. So after I screwed in a couple of the rungs, I just kind of stepped back and admired my work, and I just continued along all of the sides to make sure that the rungs were evenly spaced with my little spacer and the wood glue, and I thought it turned out really cute. So this is after everything is all assembled but before stain. So I just kind of made sure everything looked square and straight, and once I was happy with that, I went ahead and started the finishing sanding, which is using a 220 grit sandpaper, and I just used this little block, but it's not necessary. You could just wrap it around a piece of wood also. And I just went over all of the corners and rounded everything over, and also just made sure everything was super smooth. So after sanding and to prep the wood for stain, I went ahead and used a washcloth with some water on it and just wiped over all of the project so that all of the sawdust and everything was removed from the surface. So for the finish, I decided to use a Danish oil for the first time, and I really like how it turned out. I used the color Dark Walnut, and as you can see, it's just a really nice color. I didn't like how red my other ladder turned out, but this one was just a really nice brown color, and I'm super happy with it. And Danish oil also helps protect, it doesn't just provide the color. So that was really nice. And as you can see, this is how the ladder turned out. I just let it air out for about 24 hours outside so it could fully dry and cure. And this is the other one. As you can see, it's a lot more red and a lot more chunky of wood. I used 2x4s for this project, and I just really like how the new one turned out, but depending on your tastes, you can totally go for the more red color. I believe that was American Walnut was the stain for that one, and you can go for the chunkier wood or this more lightweight ladder. But if you guys end up making this project, please let me know, either tag me on Instagram or leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to make more videos on DIY projects, woodworking, things like that. I've really been getting into it lately. I actually made my own bed frame not too long ago. I do have one or two other videos on my channel about woodworking. So let me know if you want to see anything else, and thank you again for watching. Have a good one. Bye.